Hello. Well, if I look a little red around the nose, that's because as I made this video, or at least I started to make it, and I was seized by a fit of sneezing. And my mother always used to say that when you sneeze when somebody says something, or indeed when you say it yourself, if you sneeze, then it's true. So I am assured by the late spirit of my mother that what I'm about to say and what I'm talking about is true. This is the Nordstream pipeline. Apparently there are three of them. This illustration shows one. I don't know, maybe it's just three sections. I have no idea. But it runs from Russia through the Baltic Sea to North Germany. It was a bit of a bone of contention for a while because Germany, I think secretly negotiated, or at least independently negotiated, this pipeline with Russia without the EU being involved. So a lot of people in the EU were quite annoyed by that underhand action, which ensured Germany of a gas supply. They thought, and at the expense of the other members of the EU. As you can see from the picture, which I'll put up here, it would have been quite easy to do some branching off to other places like Poland or maybe Denmark. Anyway, as well as the map, I'm going to be putting pictures up here of the leakage, at least the surface leakage. And I suppose we're all waiting for the Danish and Swedish and who knows what else divers to go down there with a giant roll of duct tape to mend the pipe. And I could also imagine there's methane leaking out there, so a lot of people are talking about the cost to the environment, and it's going to make the area rather smelly, I suppose. I can imagine any dolphins that might be in the area looking warily at other members of the pod and sidling away. Anyway, apart from the rather surrealistic speculations, I shall just reiterate one or two little bits of the report. 26th of September, the NS1 and NS2 pipelines experienced multiple unexplained large pressure drops to almost zero in international waters, with Baltic Pipe, which is the third one, wherever that is, opening mere hours later. Seismographic instruments revealed explosions. What the seismograph showed was nothing. And then suddenly a great big spike, and then after that a lot of little spikes, which is obviously the explosion, and then gas rumbling out of the holes. The holes or the broken pipe altogether, which may be the result of sabotage, it says here in Wikipedia. Now, I don't know how to pronounce his name, Terje Asland, but anyway, he's Norway's Minister for Petroleum and Energy, and he said the leaks were acts of sabotage, which seems to me, well, it is a statement of the bleeding obvious. Now, people have been saying, well, first of all, a lot of people have been posting, Russian disinformation type stuff about it, obviously being a CIA operation, which makes no sense at all. It's obviously a Russian, it's obviously sabotage. I mean, you don't get three explosions in a long pipeline like that happening all together. And that's the thing about Russian sabotage. It's got that hallmark. The poisonings they do, they never claim responsibility, and they very often deny it. But the things they use are generally, they originate in Russia. The sort of poisons or radioactive elements they use are the sort of things that are known to be produced in Russia. And so it's sort of like a little signature, and this seems to have the signature. Now, people have also said, how can you get craft of various sorts down to blow up that pipe without people seeing that it's being interfered with? It's quite simple. The explosions were there all the time. My father told me he was in the army during the Second World War. He was in North Africa, and he told me about something called Pluto. I've been looking on the internet for it, can't find it. My father had to sign the Official Secrets Act, so he shouldn't have told me, but you know, you can go to his grave and prosecute him, HM authorities. But I didn't sign the Official Secrets Act, so I can say something. And in any case, it's probably very old now. The Pluto was something like, as far as my father, he wasn't exactly, he didn't detail it, but I got the idea that it was a string of explosives that were in the Suez Canal and would disable it in some way or destroy it if the British were forced to get out the area, just so that the Germans wouldn't have the Suez Canal to ship their oil through. And my supposition, based on that knowledge, is that the Russians had already booby-trapped the pipe when it was put down. It is, after all, a Russian pipe. They might not have built it. In fact, I'm sure they didn't. But they would have inspected it. There would have been some Russian involvement, and I'm quite sure that those, whatever they were, those devices were already there for such an eventuality, because Russia knew that if they were supplying gas to one country and became the sole supplier, then all they'd have to do is disable the pipe, and they'd have this country, in this case Germany, on its knees. So yeah, that's my speculations about the Nord Stream pipe. And yeah, I'm Granniopteryx. I'm on YouTube, Rumble, BitChute and Minds. I let you know when I've uploaded a video on Twitter, Gab and Parler, where I am at Granniopteryx. If you subscribe to one of those, then that means that you'll always be informed of uploads. If you rely on YouTube to tell you, sometimes that doesn't work. Please help my channel by liking this video, sharing it and subscribing. And if you are already subscribed, especially on YouTube, remember, subscriptions just sort of drizzle out of YouTube for some reason or another. Generally speaking, it seems to accelerate when I've said something naughty. All right, yeah, that's it. So please like, share and subscribe. You can also help me keep this channel going financially. Buy me a coffee, or in the description below or at the side or wherever it is on your browser, there's subscribe star, which do a one-off if that's all you want to do, which is fine, and PayPal, of course. Right, that's it. Till next time. Why not treat yourself or a favoured relative or friend to these magnificent examples of merch? The mugs and t-shirts come in the Granniopteryx design or Granbo with a firearm or the more deadly knitting needles. Go to www.granniopteryx.com and whatever platform you're watching this on, please click like, subscribe and share.